Becky's POV. All I knew is, my back hit the soft mattress while our lips still dancing on each other. Freen hover on top of me, still haven't pulling her lips away from mine. Oh God, this doesn't feels real at all. Her lips went down across my neck and down to my collarbone, making my back arched with the heat and pleasure she gave to me. Fuck, it feels so good. Freen more. I shamelessly said, that make her stop for a moment and look in my eyes. I didn't hear you, can you repeat again what you want? Freen whispered against my lips that make me tremble with her touch after her hand sliding inside my shirt, caressing my bare skin. Freen, please, touch me. I can see a small smirk appeared on her face, my face reddened. I can't even think anything other than the girl on top of me. Fuck, I am going crazy right now and I don't even care what's gonna happen after this. Your wish is my command, Rebecca, Freen muttered and went down to my chest that make me close my eyes tightly, wanting to feel what else she gonna do. And I'm dripping wet right now. I could feel our bodies pressing against each other, and the next thing I knew, our lips connected again, and it lasted for a few seconds but it felt like a lifetime. We were both panting and breathless. Allow me to touch you again. Why yes, touch me again, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆'𝖘. I closed my eyes again, ready to feel the pleasure I have been waiting for her, and suddenly I heard a ringing sound echoed around the room that made me groan in frustration. What is this now? I open my eyes and suddenly Freen disappears all of a sudden. My room is dark and I immediately sit up, breathing heavily as I look around. Oh my God. Did I just? Fuck, don't tell me. Fuck. Becky, you idiot. I slammed my face on my pillow in embarrassment and screamed. Shit, what's wrong with me? I hate this. I just had a dream. With Freen. Okay, I'm officially going insane right now. I sighed in frustration and reached for my phone to see the time right now. It's currently 6 a.m. in the morning. I got off my bed and turned on the light just to see my reflection on the mirror. Fuck, my face is red. I can't believe I just had that kind of dream with her. Her presence definitely bothering me, especially after our kiss that night. It's been 2 days and here am I, dreaming about her again. Oh God, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆𝖘, I hate you so much. Okay, I'm lying, I don't hate her. I need to get ready for work now. I look at my calendar to see my schedule and sighed after realizing it's Monday. I wish Monday didn't exist. You can do it, Becky, calm down and you will be just fine today, I said to myself as a motivation and nodded my head. I'm such a great motivator. Never mind. I went to the bathroom and took a shower, dressing myself up ready for the day before walking to the kitchen to make a breakfast. It's currently 7 a.m. now. My eyes went towards the other door across my room. 𝖗𝖊𝖇 still haven't spoken a word to me after our last conversation at the hospital. I couldn't blame him about that. He is hurting and there's nothing I could do. I took all my things and get ready to go to my workplace, after writing a small note for him. I immediately drove off. Good luck for today, Rebecca, I muttered to myself as soon as I saw the big building of the law firm and fixed my outfit again. Morning, Miss Rebecca. The people started greeting me as I replied with a wide smile on my face before began walking towards my office. Oh, please don't let me see him this early. You are early today, Miss Rebecca. Author's POV. Becky cursed under her breath as her feet stopped walking. She turned around and saw the guy Becky wished she never met. The smaller girl's lips curved into a smile. A fake smile to be exact, as her eyes went towards the other woman and they exchanged a glance. Good morning, Mr. Wren. Well, I'm always early, aren't I? Becky said sarcastically with a little chuckle at the end. Not as early as me though, I mean that's understandable, being a wife is not easy, right? How's 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆𝖘? by the way? Sorry, I still haven't got the time to visit him, the guy said, smiling as he began to stand up. He is doing better now, and oh no, it's okay, you don't need to visit him. He will be just fine soon and start working again. I heard that you're gonna be handling his case. If you need any help you can ask me, Becky. No need to be shy around me even though I'm your senior. I'm sure there's a lot you need learn, right? Since you are a newbie, I don't even understand why would Mr. Hans assigned you for that. Wren spoke with a little chuckle at the end. Oh, it's alright, if there's any problem I will ask Mr. Hans instead. I appreciate your help, Mr. Wren, so I'm just gonna go to my office now and actually do my work, Becky said as she began quickly walking towards her office. Another girl immediately following her from behind, Becky opened the door as she flopped herself down on the office chair with a big sigh. Oh God, he is so fucking annoying. He definitely looking down on you, Becky. I'm sure he is jealous that Mr. Hans gave the case to you instead of him, the tall girl said, sitting on the chair in front of Becky's table. I hope every day is Monday for him, he literally ruined my morning. I wish I could hit him just for once, Charlotte, please, Becky said in a frustrated tone, looking at her friend again. I wish too, he always pulled the senior card on him, but he didn't even act like one. Such a pain in the ass, Charlotte said, rolling her eyes. Hey, why are you so mad right now? It's me who he came for. Did you had a fight with 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈 again? Yes, we broke up, Becky. Gosh, again? For what reason this time? Becky letting out a small laugh as her hands make her ways towards the file, placing nicely on the left side of the table before opening it. She literally picked a fight with me. Why can't she understand me just for once, Becky? So annoying. I bet you guys gonna get back in 24 hours, mark my words, Charlotte. I don't even know how your relationship works. I think this is like the 100th times you guys broke up since high school, Becky said, making Charlotte cross her arms. Excuse me, this time I'm sure it's the end. No more us after this, Charlotte said sternly. Yeah right, wait until 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈 with foods. Becky, come on. Should I remind you again about how's your relationship with Freen now? Charlotte asked, making Becky slightly surprised with the words. The shorter girl cleared her throat as the dream she had slipped inside her mind again, and she can feel her cheek redden all of a sudden. What are you talking about? There's nothing, okay? Oh, your face says otherwise, come on, I understand. It's not like I just knew both of you yesterday, you guys are like the couple of the year, back in high school. Becky closed her ears, ignoring whatever the taller girl are blathering about as she turned her chair around facing the big windows instead. Gosh, I hate you, Becky. Me too, Charlotte, shhh, get out of my office and get back with your girlfriend. I need to meet my client after this. Charlotte immediately stormed off the room after giving a playful glare towards Becky. The shorter girl chuckled with the sight before back to her work. Please be a nice day today. So here's the master bedroom with one bathroom inside, you can take a look first. Freen wandered her eyes around the big room, looking thoroughly towards the furniture and the decorations as she slowly nodded her head. Is there anything else I could help you with, Miss Freen? Like bringing all your things? He asked as Freen shook her head. It's alright, everything is good, so I can move in now, right? Absolutely, Miss Freen, here's the card and extra key for you, you can also put the password if you want. I will leave now, and if you need help with anything just call me up. Thank you. After the quick goodbye, Freen was left alone in the living room of the big apartment she just bought that only took 10 minutes drive from the hospital. Freen flopped down on the couch as she closed her eyes. All the tiredness inside of her slowly disappeared as she looks at the time, showing it's currently 8 p.m. and her stomach slightly grumble. Delivery food, I guess. Freen muttered, taking out her phone as she began ordering the food she wanted. Since she took a day off, Freen spent the day of moving to her new apartment, even though her parents didn't agree with the idea at the first place, but Freen knew she is old enough to make her own decision. After a while, she got the notification as she immediately went out to get her food downstairs since the delivery guy couldn't access the building. Thank you, Freen thanked him before she excitedly get inside the elevator again. The door was about to close again, but not until a woman ran towards her with a pile of file in her arms. Wait. Hold it. Freen immediately stopped the elevator from closing as the unknown woman quickly thanked her with a little bow. Thank you, miss. Couldn't see the face clearly since the big file covering her face, but the voice sounded so familiar to her. The taller girl feel a little guilty seeing how struggling the girl right now, being a gentlewoman she is. Freen was about to approach her, but then the elevator stopped on her floor and surprisingly they went out at the same time. She is probably my neighbor. Freen muttered, following the girl from behind as Freen arrived in front of her door before pressing the passwords. Suddenly Freen turned to her left after hearing a pile of file scatters on the ground, and without thinking twice, Freen immediately walked towards the woman. "Let me help you," Freen said, a bit surprised that the woman is actually her neighbor like what she thought before lifting her head up. "Thank you, Miss Dash." Their eyes met each other as both of them froze on the spot, stopping everything they are doing and gasped in surprised. "Becky? Freen? 1. You just moved here?" "Yeah, like just now." "Just now? Are you serious?" "I'm dead serious, Becky." Becky sat on the couch as her eyes wandered around the new apartment. Freen put down the cup of coffee on the table before sitting beside the shorter girl with a little gap between them. "Why would you move here? You don't live with your parents anymore?" Becky asked while her eyes fixed on the latter. "This apartment is closer to the hospital, and also I want to try living alone." "Why not, right?" Freen said with a little chuckle at the end. "It's just surprising. My apartment is just beside you. Don't get me wrong, okay? I literally have no idea you live here too. I'm not being some kind of a creepy stalker. So Becky, you live here with 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆'𝖘?" Freen asked, looking at the smaller girl. No, actually this is my second home. It's my own apartment and I live here alone. I usually would stay here instead because it's closer to my office, Becky explained. Her eyes met the taller girl's as she slightly got lost into the pair of brown eyes. "I see, that's a relief then." "Why? What do you mean, Freen?" Freen smiled as she suddenly scooted closer towards the girl, making Becky feeling flustered all of a sudden when their skins touches. "Because we are closer to each other now," Freen whispered softly, leaning towards Becky's right ear. Becky stunned a bit as froze on her seat, not knowing what to do or what to react as she can feel her cheeks become redder. "Gosh, stop it, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆𝖈𝖆𝖘. You didn't text me at all. I told you to do that, right?" "Why? After you kissed me that night, you wanted to disappear?" I didn't kiss you first." "You did." Becky defended herself. "Oh well, should I remind you again?" Let me remember who suddenly cut me off and pulled me into a kiss dash." Becky immediately closed the taller girl's mouth, cupping it as she couldn't help but to feel embarrassed with what Freen couldn't see the face clearly since the big file covering her face, but the voice sounded so familiar to her. The taller girl feel a little guilty seeing how struggling the girl right now, being a gentlewoman she is. Freen was about to approach her, but then the elevator stopped on her floor and surprisingly they went out at the same time. "She is probably my neighbor," Freen muttered, following the girl from behind as Freen arrived in front of her door before pressing the passwords. Suddenly Freen turned to her left after hearing a pile of file scatters on the ground, and without thinking twice, Freen immediately walked towards the woman. "Let me help you," Freen said, a bit surprised that the woman is actually her neighbor like what she thought before lifting her head up. "Thank you, Miss Dash." Their eyes met each other as both of them froze on the spot, stopping everything they are doing and gasped in surprised. "Becky? Freen? 1. You just moved here?" "Yeah, like just now." "Just now? Are you serious?" "I'm dead serious, Becky." Becky sat on the couch as her eyes wandered around the new apartment. Freen put down the cup of coffee on the table before sitting beside the shorter girl with a little gap between them. "Why would you move here? You don't live with your parents anymore?" Becky asked while her eyes fixed on the latter. "This apartment is closer to the hospital, and also I want to try living alone." "Why not, right?" Freen said with a little chuckle at the end. "It's just surprising. My apartment is just beside you. Don't get me wrong, okay? I literally have no idea you live here too. I'm not being some kind of a creepy stalker. So Becky, you live here with 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆𝖈𝖆𝖘? Freen asked, looking at the smaller girl. No, actually this is my second home. It's my own apartment and I live here alone. I usually would stay here instead because it's closer to my office, Becky explained. Her eyes met the taller girl's as she slightly got lost into the pair of brown eyes. "I see, that's a relief then." "Why? What do you mean, Freen?" Freen smiled as she suddenly scooted closer towards the girl, making Becky feeling flustered all of a sudden when their skins touches. "Because we are closer to each other now," Freen whispered softly, leaning towards Becky's right ear. Becky stunned a bit as froze on her seat, not knowing what to do or what to react as she can feel her cheeks become redder. Gosh, stop it, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆'. You didn't text me at all. I told you to do that, right? Why? After you kissed me that night, you wanted to disappear? I didn't kiss you first. You did. Becky defended herself. Oh well, should I remind you again? Let me remember who suddenly cut me off and pulled me into a kiss dash. Becky immediately closed the taller girl's mouth, cupping it as she couldn't help but to feel embarrassed with what Freen said, she still trying to deny the fact that she is the one who did it first. Shut up. Don't say anything, Becky said as her voice slightly higher while still having her hands on Freen's mouth. The taller girl just laughed, enjoying the teasing. Freen grabbed Becky's hands, guiding both down to her lap as their eyes stuck on each other. The grip around their hands tighten and their bodies are getting closer. You are still the same as I know, Freen muttered, smiling as her eyes sparkled seeing Becky this close again after 5 years of splitting away. Becky feeling the same way and her face softened before gathering all her braveness to pull Freen closer to her, startling the latter again. What? Freen muttered, surprised with the first sudden movement from Becky. The shorter girl just letting out a teasing smile before leaning even closer as Freen slightly back away until her back hit the end of the couch. Why? Are you nervous right now? What are you talking about? Ha ha ha, Freen letting out an awkward laugh despite the obvious flustered face showing. She didn't expect that Becky would become this bold with the sudden first move. Your face says the otherwise, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆'. Wait, Freen muttered when Becky basically trapping her between her arms. I know how flustered you are right now and I'm enjoying it, Becky whispered before leaning closer to her face, which made the taller girl close her eyes, ready for what she hoping for. But then she feels a pair of lips on her nose. Freen quickly opened her eyes after hearing Becky's little laugh and the smaller girl immediately pulled away, Freen letting out a frustrated sigh before rolling her eyes. How does it feel, hm? Frustrated? You are playing with me, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆'. The taller girl was about to lean closer towards Becky when her phone suddenly rang as both of them turned their head towards the table. Her hand immediately grabbed it as she stood up and looked at Becky for a while before back to her phone. Becky, I will just take this call, Freen said, and walk away from the girl. Becky stay still on the spot. Her heart suddenly feels heavy as she looks towards the direction of Freen on the balcony talking to the person on the other side of the phone. Love, Becky muttered to herself after accidentally seeing the name appeared on Freen's phone. And she definitely hate the feelings. Becky, I will just go out for a while. My friend need help, Freen said, taking her jacket and car keys in hurry while looking at Becky. Are you gonna be back? Of course I will, you can stay here if you want. My doors. Password is your birthday, Freen said with a smile before opening the front door, taking a last look towards the smaller girl. Becky immediately feeling her cheeks become red. Not until Becky's hand grabbing the taller girl's arm, stopping Freen from going, and she looked at Becky while tilting her head. Be careful, I will wait, Becky said, which made the taller girl having a wide smile on her face. I will. With that, Freen immediately drove off, going to the place where she's supposed to pick up Love. Freen letting out a deep sigh as she looked at the entrance of the club before going inside. The smell of alcohol hit her nose and the crowded people dancing on the dance floor make it harder for her to look for the small girl. Gosh, where are you, Love? Freen muttered as her eyes wandered around before suddenly fixed on the sight of the drunk girl, leaning her body on the wall with a guy trying hitting up on her. The taller girl cursed under her breath before making her way towards the girl as she immediately grabbed her hand. Hey, easy there, why are you stealing my girl? The tall guy immediately stopped Freen, pulling Love closer towards him. Get the fuck off, let her go. Oh, make me shithead. Freen immediately thrown a single punch to the tall guy, making Love gasp with the sight as she pulled Freen away from going further. Freen, stop this. Shut up, Love. The man stood up, wiping the blood on his lips before returning the punch towards the girl again, which made Freen stumble back. Love panicked before quickly hugging the taller girl. Bastard. Freen muttered as was about to throw another punch again, but a few people already spreading them away. Love tightened the grip on Freen's waist, in the verge of crying before Freen immediately dragging her out of the crowded place. Freen, it hurts. Love muttered, feeling the grip on her wrist tighten before they stopped in front of the black Audi. Freen let her go, her face is red, trying to hold the flame inside of her as she looked at the drunk girl beside her. Love noticed the bleeding lips as a guilty feeling hit her hard and bringing her hand towards the taller girl's face, but Freen immediately dodged it. And another stab for Love. You really need to do it this way, huh? Going out to the club alone, almost got yourself into a trouble with a random horny man. What if you never accidentally called me? You could be shorter girl in front of her. The surrounding is quiet, just the sound of the conflict of the two girls. It's the first time they are having a big argument between them. Love wiped her tears away before looking at Freen. I'm sorry, Freen. I will just send you home. Freen muttered, getting inside the car following by Love on the passenger side. The ride went quiet and no one wanted to speak up about the argument they had. After a while, Freen stopped the car in front of the house before unlocking the door. Her mouth still haven't said anything as her eyes focus on the road in front of her. Freen, I'm sorry for dash. Save it for later, I don't want to talk about it. Freen mumbled. At least I'll let me treat your lips, it's bleeding, Love said, her eyebrows furrowed, but Freen immediately refused. Love just looks down as she slowly opened the door, getting of the car and close it. Her eyes still haven't left the figure while Freen didn't even spare a glance towards the girl. The car drove away, leaving Love on the side of the road, looking at the side of the car slowly disappearing from her eyes as she immediately broke down into tears again. Freen, on the other hand, trying to calm herself down, she didn't know what else she gotta do to fix the relationship between them. Becky suddenly came into her mind. No. I can't lose her again. Freen mumbled to herself. With just the thought of losing Becky for the second time, is making her couldn't stay still on her seat. Freen adding the speed, wanting to see Becky again when she got home. Freen immediately get out of the car as soon as she arrived at the apartment, running towards her unit hoping that Becky will still be there as she put on her password, opening the door. And the sight she was hoping for are there. Becky sitting on the couch as she turned her head after hearing the sound of door opening. Freen letting out a sigh in relief before walking towards the smaller girl. Freen, you are back dash. Her words cut off when Freen pulled the girl into her arms, hugging her as tight as possible, startling the smaller girl. I don't want to lose you again, Becky, Freen muttered, tightening the hug. Becky stunned with the sudden confession, her heart pounding out of her chest, feeling the warm hug from the girl she loved. After a long time. You won't lose me again, Freen, I am right here, for you. Freen can feel her heavy heart and the overwhelming feeling hitting her inside, along with Becky's scent filling her nose that make her couldn't think of anything else other than the girl in her embrace. So this is how it feels like to have someone to come home to after a long time. I don't want to be in that phase anymore, I don't want to choose the same mistake anymore. I'm sorry, Becky, I'm so sorry. Freen, why are you apologizing? Stop putting all the blame to yourself and accept the fact that it's on us, on me, and you. We both made a mistake together and I'm willing to fix it again with you. Becky spoke, burying her face on the taller girl's shoulder. We will do this together. They slowly pulled away from each other as their eyes met, Freen bring her hand cupping Becky's left cheek, caressing it softly with her thumb. Can you slap me? I just want to make sure I'm not dreaming right now, Freen said, getting lost in Becky's eyes, which made the shorter girl chuckled. Gosh, what are you saying? I'm not gonna slap you. It doesn't feels real, oh God. I know, but trust me, it is real. Wait, what happened to your lips? Becky suddenly freaked out, noticing the bleeding on the corner of Freen's lips. Becky cupped both of the taller girl's cheeks, bringing her face closer, checking the wound with the furrowed eyebrows. Oh, this is nothing dash. Stop lying to me. Where did you went earlier? I told you, my friend need help, Becky. Love? Your friend? Why are calling her love? And also, Becky stopped sniffing Freen's left shoulder before continuing. You smell like another girl's perfume. 3. Freen on the verge of laughing right now, Becky having her strict face and didn't know a single thing is making it funnier to her. Why are you laughing? Becky asked, hitting her shoulder. Oh God, Becky, her name is literally Love. You know the other doctor at the hospital? That's her, and also, there's a little problem earlier and I picked her up from the club because she's drunk. I swear I just picked her up and nothing more, alright? Then what happened to your lips? Why is it bleeding, huh? Okay, I got into a small fight while saving her, but that's all, Becky. Look, I'm well and alive, Freen proudly said, showing her gummy smiled. Becky sighed and pulling her towards the couch as they sat down together. The smaller girl stood up without a word, which left Freen in a confusion. Is Freen gonna die? Stay still. Becky came back shortly with a small box of the first aid kit as she sat down beside Freen. Not everything should be settled with physical attack. What if something worse happens? That's dangerous, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈𝖆'𝖘. Remember that you are still a woman, Becky mumbled while treating the wounded lips. He being a bitch and I couldn't help it. But still, no violence please? Gosh, you are 23, not 18-inch, Becky said, deliberately pressing a little harder. Ouch, Becky, slowly please. Freen whined. Becky finished up as she let out another sigh. They're done, you're welcome, Freen. Freen smiled and held her hands, kissing the back of Becky's palm with her gummy smile showing on her face. Thank you, but I think there's another way to make my lips feel better. What is it? Becky asked, tilting her head. This way. Freen muttered before pulling the back of Becky's head, slamming their lips together. Becky slightly startled but soon melted into the kiss. Their tongues danced together, wrapping around each other in a sensual embrace. Becky can feel Freen's body pressed against her as she wrapped her arms around her neck, pulling the taller girl even closer. There's no gap between them. And completely lost in each other worlds now. 150 joules charge, clear. The machine still beeping uncontrollably. Compression. Let me do it. Freen yelled, getting in the bed before doing the chest compressions to the unconscious patient. Her heart started to beat faster as she can feel her adrenaline rushing through her body. Push 1 milligram of epinephrine every 3 minutes through the 4, intubate her. The girl didn't give up, trying her best to save her as she kept looking at the machine and back to Bella. Checking her heart rhythm. Bella said as Freen stepped away, while the older girl checking her pulse, the younger girl trying to catch her breath. Charge to 200 joules. Charged. Step back. Clear. Another move she made, the surrounding become tense before Freen went back doing the compression again, hoping for a miracle to come. Please, please. Freen muttered. Let's check her heart rhythm. Bella yelled and Freen pulled away again. She can feel herself slightly get dizzy. Bella cursed under her breath after she still couldn't feel the pulse anymore. Again. 200 joules. Charged. Clear. Bella looked at the line again. Compression. Freen do it again. Her arms become sore, but all she could think right now is saving the woman on the hospital bed. A sweat started streaming on her face. Give her 300 milligram of 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈𝖆'𝑚. Administering 300 milligram of 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈𝖆'. Checking her rhythm again. The older girl put her fingers on the neck, checking the pulse as she closed her eyes in disappointment before Bella herself started doing the compression. Freen watched her senior resident, trying her best to save the woman. All she could do is just stared with a heavy heart. Bella looked at the screen again and slowly stopping herself after seeing the straight line, catching her breath as she couldn't help but to stop herself since it looks like there's nothing they could do anymore. Time of death 7:45 p.m. Bella announced, looking at the clock. Freen looked down, her heart feels heavy. This is the first time she witnessed the death of her patient. Everyone already looking down on their feet as Freen slowly pulling the cloth, covering her face. You did your best, Freen. Bella spoke, rubbing Freen's shoulder as they walked out of the room along with a few nurses. Now it's the hardest part for them, to tell the family. Doctor, how's my wife? The husband asked, standing up. I'm so sorry, Mr. Dan, we couldn't save your wife. Wait, no, you are joking, right? See, can I see my wife? Sir, we did our best to save her, but we couldn't. No, shut up. Don't said anything like that. My wife is alive and I'm gonna see her right now. He yelled, getting the attention of other people. Freen looked at Bella and back to the man. He is walking back and forth holding on his head while still in denial. The sight make Freen looks down on her feet. Did I failed? That's what Freen had been saying inside her mind, but she chose to stay quiet. It's the first time she had this kind of feeling. And it's definitely not a great first time. Suddenly everyone gasped as Freen immediately lifted her head up, seeing the man now looking at her with a knife on his hand. You killed my wife. You didn't save her. He yelled, pointing the knife towards Freen. They slowly backed away, Freen holding on her breath, looking at the sight in front of her. Sir, wait, don't do this, put down your knife. Bella stuttered. Shut up. This is all your fault. You killed my wife. You killed her. He shouted, crying, hardly still swinging the knife. Every time someone tried to go closer to him. Fuck. Fuck everything. I'm gonna kill all of you, and starting with you. He shouted on top of his lungs, walking closer towards Freen. The surrounding became chaos as everyone watching and panicked while started calling the police, but not even one person can get close to him. Freen feel her feet become stiff as she couldn't move it now. Her breathing become heavier, and the next thing she knew, he run towards her direction wanting to letting out his anger, but then another figure appear in front of Freen blocking the attack. It's become quiet for a second. Blood slowly coming out as he pulled the knife back from her body before slowly stepped away. The security already pinned him down. Love. Freen stuttered, looking at the girl in front of her, bleeding as Freen can feel her eyes shaken after Love slowly fell to the ground and the taller girl caught her. Freen couldn't say anything as her throat became stuck with the words, and all she could do is pressing the wound on the smaller girl's stomach. Love just save her. Love just sacrifice her life just to save Freen. Bring a lot of gauze. Freen yelled, as her eyes getting teary, looking at the girl on her arms while blood is already splattered all over the place. Bella run away, getting the gauze to stop the bleeding. Please, Love, hold on, Freen mumbled, her tears now couldn't stop falling as she kept tapping the smaller girl's cheek every time Love's eyes slowly closing. And know why? Love, why would you do that? Freen yelled while the girl on her arms just letting out a weak smile as her eyes slowly closing. Bella immediately kneeled down, pressing the gauze on the wound just to stop the bleeding before they immediately carry the young doctor to the emergency room. Stay with me, Love, I'm begging. Hello guys, please subscribe and comment your thoughts. Also don't forget to like. I love you guys.